The pros and cons of starting an Etsy store in 2023. The first one, organic traffic. So if you're creating digital products, amazing ideas for print on demand, or amazing handmade items, and you have no social media, you have no one to sell it to, you're completely a loner or something like that, and you don't have a large audience to put your amazing product in front of, the people who are searching for that product on Etsy will find you. For example, if you are making cat t-shirts or cat figurines, anyone searching for cat gifts or cat pictures or cat handmade items will find your item without you sharing it on Twitter, without you sharing it on Instagram. Obviously, having all of those platforms and promoting the products that you create and showing behind the scenes on YouTube and TikTok will get you so much external traffic to your Etsy channel. But one of my favorite pros and favorite things about Etsy is that even without all of that, you still get their organic traffic. So no matter what, you will have people looking at your products. And I think what it really comes down to is having an amazing niche and a project and a product that you are really proud of. You cannot just copy people. You cannot just think of something that you think will do well. You have to know that there's a place for it on Etsy and know that you're good at creating that specific product for that niche and believe in that 100% when you go into it. The second pro I have here is low startup. So for each Etsy listings, it costs about 20 cents per listing. And when it comes to businesses, you hear so much about like people creating businesses throughout their life and maybe perhaps needing like small business loans or money to get the products to kind of create what they want to sell. The best thing about Etsy is you could possibly start with print on demand products or digital products, and just to put that listing up is only 20 cents. So rather than spend hundreds of dollars and hope that you make a sale, your initial investment is only 20 cents per listing. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility to start a small business and maybe grow. And if you can only afford a certain amount of listings to begin with, that's fine. Maybe you do a certain amount in 1 month, and then if you get sales, you're able to put that money back into your into your business, and then create more listings from the money that you got from the first month. Just an idea. The third one here is that Etsy is a trusted website, and what I mean by that, I have here under Etsy, but still build on top. So definitely be proud that you're under Etsy. It's a trusted website. So what that means is that when people find you, they may not know who you are or what you're selling, but they know that Etsy is a legit website and people make purchases on Etsy every day. So you may have zero sales and zero admirers on your shop, but the fact that you're part of Etsy and you're part of a community that people are trusted on, that gives you already a leg up. So you will may or may not make sales in the first day or the first week or so, but if you continue to update your listings, make sure everything looks as good as possible, continue to gain knowledge like you are with this video all over YouTube, understand the pros and cons and the ins and outs of how to make your listings and your shop better and better, you will get the sale. You'll eventually kind of tie yourself into that community of really, really passionate Etsy shoppers and passionate Etsy sellers. And once you're in that community and you get that first couple of sales, Etsy will help you promote your channel, not your channel, will promote your shop, and it will be everything that you need. Now, the next is how many there's many niches to pick from. And what I mean by that, I think that was something that really shocked me when I first started Etsy is I chose my niche and I knew what I was going to do, but there were so many niches that were doing so well where I almost wish I knew how to make certain things, or I almost wish I knew more about certain niches. So be confident in what you do, be confident in what you know, because there are certain topics and certain designs and certain talents that are needed and growing and are making lots of money on Etsy. So do not put what you can do to the back of your mind, or don't think that it's not good enough, because there may be 100 people doing that one niche and it may be looking very saturated, but you might be the person to make something special, make something different within that niche, and really excite the people who are interested in that topic. So don't ever doubt yourself, and definitely put it all out there best you can. Then I have here at the bottom, money, money, money. so many tools try. I think that's my favorite pro because my favorite thing about this site is everything it gives you to succeed. It's very user friendly. It sets up coupon codes, it sets up free shipping, it helps you set up shop rules and connections to other websites to grow other traffic and get more email marketing leads. It gives you everything you need to kind of grow not only an Etsy business, but a real small business and to grow into something special. And that was something I noticed right away is that it's built to help you succeed. So it really feels like the company is on your side. Now, moving on to cons. Number one, ever changing website. The one thing I keep hearing about as I'm doing a lot of my research is that what you heard about Etsy last month is not what's going on this month. So it's very important to stay up to date. And that's why I kind of create these videos because I'm someone who's learning the shop and I'm on my second month. I create monthly analytic videos here on my channel. So definitely subscribe and check those out if you're interested in a month by month basis of the pros and cons and the growth analytics that I go through on my shop. And what I've already realized, even just getting into the second month, is that is a con. That ever-changing flow of one thing, there's one time there's a rule one month and it's not there the next. It can be very scary, but that kind of backs you up to remind you have those multiple streams of income, which is something that I've been preaching as a creator coach as soon as I started, and I do it myself. I started off as a variety YouTuber, and as soon as I realized AdSense was not like what it should be and also very up and down like a financial roller coaster, I knew I would need other income streams and I would have to show my creativity in different ways in order to make a living as a content creator. And that's what I do here on Etsy. So it's ever changing, but as long as you keep up with what's going on, you should do okay. But I did put that as a con just because it changes so much. So if you don't keep up with the latest news, you will in a way fall behind. Another con is you absolutely must feed the Etsy gods. This is not a passive income stream, and it's preached as though it is all over the internet. And the reason why I've had success in my first month, the reason why I had sales in my first couple days, the reason why my shop continues to grow and get shares and likes and favorites is because I'm actively working on it. Every single day, I'm tweaking my listings, I'm adding listings, I'm tweaking the description, I'm making the pictures better, I'm making them sharper. I'm paying attention to really small, important details to make sure the shop looks absolutely immaculate. Also, I'm running 3 shops at one time. So every time I learn a tip or a trick, I apply it to all 3 and then I compare and contrast everything that I learned between the shops. So I really put in the time not only to learn, but to practice what I've learned. And sometimes that can be hours and hours a day. I stayed up all night working on my Etsy shop before and spent all day on it as well. So it's not passive. It's not overnight. Yes, you could get a sale or two while you're sleeping. I guess that's passive in a way. But before that happens, I'm putting in 8 to 9 hours on the website in order to get that sale. So just a heads up that you must feed the Etsy gods, meaning when they see you tweaking your listings and they see you adding to your shop and getting in there, they like that. And they're going to promote your shop and promote your listings because they see you working hard on it. Very similar to YouTube. If you're not posting videos on YouTube, if you're not adding a description box and using your tags, YouTube will not promote your videos. Etsy is similar in that way, in that you have to put in the work and they will reward you. A con again, shop removals. Why? I have had this happen to me. Like I said, I started a couple shops, and when I started one of them, it was suspended, and then I had revived it back, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I did a little research, come to find out that they suspend shops that are new very frequently in order to get rid of like people who are like making fake shops and stuff like that. So them suspending your shop is a way to make sure that you're real, but it just upset me because it wasted my time. I was excited to get in and start a new shop, and I had to wait 2 weeks for them to unsuspend it. They did unsuspend it after you contacted support, so there's a happy ending at the end of it, but it just seems like a weird way to weed out the bad sellers or the people who are fake sellers. To suspend every single new shop is a little dramatic, so that's a con for me. Listing fees, price up. This is a con that I didn't realize until later. For example, I just hit my first month of $100 of revenue, and almost 20 or 30 of that gotten taken out for listing fees, and I didn't realize that. And they're more so like service fees. The listing fees, I'm sorry, are the ones that are 20 cents. What I meant to write here was actually service fees, and you'll see that when you do the payment breakdown on Etsy. It'll show you like this is how much you paid for listing fees, which turned out maybe like $6 or $7, and then it's those those other fees, those service fees from Etsy that ended up being a little bit more. So just be cautious of that. A way to combat that is to kind of price your items up. My first month, I had more loss leaders, meaning I had items that were lower to sell so that I could get more shop sales under my name was like more of my goal. But then getting into month 2, I wanted to get past the loss leaders, increase my prices so that I can build more of a revenue, especially being more aware that they were going to take out those service fees and everything. I wanted to make sure I priced up. So if you're doing your first month, you can kind of take that first approach, do first month 1 of kind of like having a loss leader, a small item to get traffic in your store and get things flowing. And then month 2, increase that, because if not, you're going to end up in the negatives. You're going to kind of put more into the business than you're going to get back. So as you scale up, make sure you raise those prices so that you can make up for the listing and service fees. Lastly, the last con I have here is, oh, I think that is the last one. Okay, so then at the bottom here I have, is it worth it? What do you guys think? I think that's per person. Like I said in the beginning of this, it is worth it, but only if you're passionate about what you're creating and you have the patience to wait for it to grow. Oh, that's what I mean here by time to grow. Meaning, like, you have to have the patience to become what your shop is meant to become. It's not going to be an overnight success. Nothing is. It's very similar to YouTube in that way, like I said, and that you have to put in the time. And if you generally don't like what you're creating, whether it be print on demand, items or digital products or handmade items, whatever you're making, you better love making it. You better want to film the behind the scenes. You better want to give breakdowns and talk about it the way I am right now. I thoroughly love all the stores and all the things that I create. It reminds me of being like a boutique owner, like in the city somewhere, where I just get to set up my shop and like create these amazing products passionately. Like, I'm a naturally creative person, so this is like a dream of mine kinda, and I'm having so much fun doing it. And if it's not the same vibe for you, I don't recommend it, because there are days you go without sales, there are days you go without traffic, and if you stop putting energy into your store because you don't see the results that you want, you'll never see the results that you want. So it's important to kind of keep that mindset, whether someone's on your page or not, whether you're getting sales or not. Remember that you love to create what you create, and create it for the purpose of passion, not because of revenue, not because of shop growth or any of the things that it could do. Do it because you want to do it and because you love to do it. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Pros and con videos of how to start different businesses and side hustles are something that I watch a lot, because it kind of helps you get a different idea of how people are doing with certain websites. So if you want to check out my analytic videos for my first and second month on Etsy, check that out. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.